Hello gamers, and welcome to Maxwell Plays Anno Online. This is a newer MMO that kind of just came out. It's still an open beta from Ubisoft. I thought it looks unique because apparently it's about colonization and it's more of a massive strategy game rather than your typical third-person 3D one. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a try and show y'all what it looks like and whatnot. So anyway, you start off, you make your account, and this is what you're greeted by. So it's kind of just throws you into it with this mission right here. A rumor has spread that you're going to construct a marketplace. There are people already eagerly awaiting the arrival of traders. And you just own one marketplace, get some resources, I think that's XP and monies. So just pretty much make a market, and it'll recap your little tutorial quest thing you're on right here. And kind of gives you on-screen indications on where to find it and whatnot. And there's a market. Own one marketplace. People are gathering in the marketplace, and pioneers are already selling their goods, and soon will come more to discover whatnot. Alright. And just a little side note, I have played some of this already. It's just you can't really go back and make a new place, so once I get to the point where I'm at on mine, which is good because it's going to ask you to explore and make something that's going to like cost some resources, so I had to wait a while to get the resources. I'm just going to skip ahead where I already have that. Anyway, the next mission is to make a pioneer housing. And the thing about pioneer housings is you have to make sure they're connected by roads, and as your city evolves, you're going to have more and more needs, and you have to keep them happy in order to keep having people move in to the residences. Right now their only real need is the market, and the only thing you have to do to make them like able to get to it is just build a road connecting them. And any second now. There we go. Yeah, it starts you off pretty simple. Once you get down the UI on where to build things, that took me the longest. It's pretty easy, at least from what I've seen so far. It seems like later on there's going to be more of a weight game for resources, money, and exploration. The first tier, or the first area to explore, took me an hour to explore, so that might increase as you explore larger areas. And own a fisherman's hut. Oh yeah, that's another thing they'll want at this lower tier, is obviously food. Can't do much of anything without food. And what's really nice is, as you can see, this big red circle is it shows its area of influence, so it can deliver stuff to the marketplace and to the harbor no problem. And once being connected with the road, so people with their little carts can haul the goods from the fisherman's hut to the harborman's office, which is where they store goods until you get a warehouse. How's a total population of 4 pioneers? Now, I could just wait a while because these allow 8, and the only thing they need right now is food, but with the fisherman's hut built, it's going to get up there eventually. But to speed things along, you might want to just build an extra house. And you'll get to your, how many people we need? 4? Pretty quickly. I mean, automatically adds 1, so you just got to wait like maybe a minute or 2. What I find odd though is it doesn't need to be connected from the market to the quarryman's office necessarily, which I find kind of weird, but it still works, I guess. Now we go into lumberjacking. As you can see up here, it's got a little wood icon. We've been using wood to build our huts and markets and fishermen's that you start off with, so you're gonna have to pretty quickly get your own source of wood, and well, this is how you do it. And we got 1 lumberjack hut. The biggest thing about them is you want to make sure there's lots of trees around them. So if you're, I don't know, building cities all around this, you're going to knock down all the trees, and it's not going to be good for your lumberjack's hut. Oh, it wants me to build a road. That's why it puts it over here in case you skip through stuff. And eventually these little guidelines, the little green marks will go away. These are just tutorial quests for now. There. They actually get kind of annoying because I couldn't tell where I was building the road. So a little more transparency on that would be nice, but wait. You see even that glowy yellow line's making it hard. Let's just do that. There we go. And any second, there we go. So now the residents don't really want wood or anything, but that's just for you so you can keep on building stuff. So it is important even though the residences don't want it, obviously. And here's the part where it tells you about this is your tab where you can look at all your various resources. Right now I have 4 pioneer residences, what they want next. They just gave me some wood, so I have 110 now with 5 units of fish and no drinks yet. So let's get those residences they want so we can keep getting more stuff. And there. Like I said before, I could have waited instead of putting that there, but you're going to have to build 4 residences anyway, so you might as well just build it then. And supply the necessary fish to at least 30%. Well, we already have a fisherman's hut working at full capacity, so this is part of the wait game. But this one doesn't take very long, and I did it. See? So as you can see, you don't wait too much in these tutorials especially, but later on when you get to the exploration, the first one, like I said, took an hour, so it definitely has some kind of a steep, but I think it's kind of a steep curve. And I'm not sure what it wants me to do right now. There's no quests. The supplies, yeah, I'll send you random messages every now and then just to kind of clue you in on what's coming next. Ah, here we go. We are a Thorpe now. I've never even heard of that word until I saw this. And we can, it'll tell you on your upgrade, because that's what it is, your village got upgraded. And we can make milk, farm to make that milk, a warehouse to store more goods on only this island, not your empire across the board, because I think you get multiple islands. And a distribution house, which acts like a mini Quarterman's Wharf, kind of, or whatever that is. And that these little cart guys that you see down here, if you can see my mouse pointer to the bottom right of this box, they'll make more of those guys to haul goods from like lumberjacks and fishing huts and stuff. And of course money. So let's see. Ah, here we go. We got more quests. They want us to build a distribution house. Now, I honestly don't like it here. I would put it more up here if I could, but I think it's going to force me to put it there, so. Because look how big this is, and if I put it somewhere like right here, that would cover so much more, but I guess I have to put it there. Because that's how I expanded my village on my other game, is a little bit more this way, a little bit more this way. And a goat farm is next. Let's go here, a little drink tab. Goat farm. And now here's an interesting structure. It's the only one I've seen so far that does this, in this game at least. And that it's the only one with the with it selected from its UI actually build extensions of it. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder how many more structures will be like that. That's a goat field, obviously for the goat farm. Because unlike fish and wood, you don't find goats in the wild. You have to kind of raise them, so I guess that makes sense. Residents consume goods. Your income is generated from their consumption. Make sure they have a marketplace, pretty much. Oh, I think it wants me to just click this. This is your finance tab. It shows you your profits and your expenses. Which, I don't know what subsidy is yet. Maybe that's my beginner's income or something like that. I'm not sure. Oh, and this is the part where it has you add a NPC friend, I think, and check out what his super city is like and what yours could be. So here you can see how incredibly awesome a city can get. Ah, there's that quest. Visit your new friends, right mouse and visit. Okay. Yeah, this brings up an interesting thing, like what exactly, this is an MMO strategy game, so is this the only thing you can do, or is there like some kind of weird army PvP thing going on too? And this guy is really populated this island. This looks so impressive. I wonder how long it takes to get this good. Oh, he's not done yet. This cathedral's still being built. That's kind of weird. I wonder if everyone else also visits this same exact instance of this when they do the tutorial. But anyway, that's move my recorder. There we go. I wonder, like, if you can send each other items or do trade with each other, or how multiplayer exactly works. I haven't really gotten into that aspect yet, aside from, you know, chat being over here, which is obvious. I mean, you can whisper, there's news, help. So, is it just a chat room? While you play and you can visit each other's cities? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Has a total population of 60 pioneers. That's your pretty big goal for this section, and produce at least 3 milk. So this is going to be partially a waiting game. I can build some houses to speed it up, but that 3 milk is going to have to kind of do its own thing from the goat farm, because that one goat farm is more than enough to supply everyone. It just has to take time to get set up. So let's see, what would be the best way or best places to put houses? I think I got a spot right there. Whoop. Chapter of construction. The first step is complete what used to be a lonesome island is now a settlement. People settling here are filled with hopes and dreams of a new beginning. Don't let them down to help them expand their settlement. I did not complete my objectives. I'm not sure why that popped up. Alright, so let's keep building some houses. We're gonna need a lot of houses in the future anyway, so you can never have too many. But this is costing 10 wood per, so... Oh, he needs a road. Yes, they really want the roads? Holy crap. Did I do an oopsie? I think I did. Now here's an interesting little thing I found out, is you don't necessarily have to deconstruct your buildings. You can actually just move them. I'm not sure if that costs anything or not, but it is nice so you don't have to completely destroy it just because you misplaced it by one space, which I did there. So that's what it's there for, and it's rather convenient, and I like it. It's a well thought through decision that I think is very good for just anything. Everyone misplaces a structure by one block at some given point. At least I think so. So let's see, we have a buttload of houses now. There's 8 per. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times 8 is 96, I believe. 90, oh, well, yeah, we're good. It's going to ask you to get more and more and more and more pioneers, so you can never have too many, but I'm going to make sure I don't spend all my wood in houses just yet. So we'll just call it good there. And there's nothing being produced here yet in this little sector. It's all consumers. And for whatever reason, carts can get to the market, so I'm not going to worry about connecting that road just yet. Until I put like a distribution center more up here, like I did on my last one. Or maybe I could just move this one up there. Because later on it's going to ask you to get 3 lumberjack huts, which makes sense. Alright, so pretty much since we're at the waiting game of this game, I'm going to just kind of look around. I'll probably fast forward it and or cut it, you know, a little clip cut until it's done. So, be right back. Okay, it looks like we hit our population limit somehow before we hit our milk limit. So, Congratulations, your summit has grown to the size of a small village and houses our amazing amount of 60 pioneers. A great day for the Empire. Now, I don't understand quite, you'll see in a minute, what they mean by security. Carpenter's workshop, pretty much that is where security comes from. So maybe the only thing that I can possibly think that makes sense is that the carpenter's workshop builds blocks or something for their houses, and that's where the security comes from. I'm not really sure. So, carpenter's workshop. Let's go ahead and build that in a nice little area around here. Let's see. Yeah. Produce at least 3 milk. There's that milk objective. Just trying to figure out where the best place to put this would be. How much is it? The size of a house? Yes, it's the size of a house. Is it bigger than a bread box? Most certainly. Right, I'm gonna put it right there. Because I'll put houses there and there. I don't even know why I'm worried about it, because I'm not going to be keeping this game anyway. I'm going to be loading up the other one. So I won't spend too much time on that. Let's see, so we got all these new quests. Own a carpenter's workshop and establish road connection. And what you want to do though, and why I did it in the first place, spending so long on this, is you kind of want to spend a little bit of time preparing ahead, just so just planning how your city is going to be, so you don't accidentally screw things up and whatnot because you misplaced everything. And as I said, I plan to put houses there, and that's what I plan ahead for, and hopefully they'll fit. If not, I'll have a mess on my hands, which is quite a possibility. And next, we have own one warehouse. Now this one I don't really like too much because it costs a bunch of wood. 50 in fact, so we're gonna see what else we can do. Click on the fisherman's hut because it wants to point out that they have upkeep right here. -2 coins per however long. I'm not sure what this exactly ticks at. I could probably figure out if I paid more attention. Congratulations, your level is level 3. Your people admire you and you get rubies, which is kind of the pay to play currency. You know how you pay for the premium currency? I think that's rubies, but I'm not 100% sure. But I have used those rubies in a store in part of this tutorial. So that's what I think it is. And then own 3 lumberjack huts. Yes, we'll need to do this one, as I was mentioning before, that you could do. And pretty much when placing these, you just want to make sure they're surrounded nice and good by trees. I'm not sure. As you can see, they probably overlap here. I'm not sure if that affects it or not. I just want to make sure when I'm building the road through here, I don't knock out too many trees because it's going to affect both of these. But they should be good. And an interesting thing about this is you can overcap it right now. Look at that, knocked out a lot more trees than I thought it would. But this one's at 73 out of 59. It was at 90 before that other lumberjack. Or maybe they are overlapping and it's affecting it. I don't know. But as you can see, it's over the maximum. So you can take down some of these trees without any negative effects. But you still want to be careful, because once you knock them down, I don't know if you can get them back. So I do have some room to play with to get this road through here. Oh, it's a little tricky. Alright. I think there's actually a path through here. It's just really hard to see because I can't get rid of all the trees in my way. Okay, there we go. That only took down a few trees. And then we can put another one up here. Yes, there's a nice collection of trees right here. I'm in the wrong tab. I think I'm still in the wrong tab. There we go. And we'll put it right there. Alright, and then we will build a road to it. He doesn't care about the roads, but I do. Well, again, I don't know why I'm caring, because I'm going to be getting rid of this. Now at this point, what you may notice is this is all the way up by itself. And this distribution house is only getting the goats and the lumberjack's hut. Now, I think I will need to build another one of these, because I think if I build one up here, it will not reach the goat hut. Unless I put it like right there. Let me check. It will take out some trees, but I think it's outside the lumberjack's area of influence. In fact, I don't really need to. Oh, there we go. Now, if I put it right there, will it reach that one? No, it will not. So this is a little bit tricky, as not everything can be dealt with. I really hate the fact that the tutorial forces you to place things, because I would put that goat farm a little bit closer if I could, just to make things a little bit easier. But I guess we can save this area for production facilities of some sort later too as well. But just in case, we'll just put it right there. So it barely gets that lumberjack, because I don't think the other one does, and it gets the one up here. So now we have support for production facility transportation from up here, to down here. So that's really important to have, because these little cart guys, that's where it's at. And just in case, I will connect these roads now, since there are lumberjacks up here and they may need more cart support from down here. I don't know how that works. Just connect the roads just in case. And next on the quest list, Total Pioneers, that's our little end goal we'll do. Oh, choose an avatar. You may notice this little blurred out thing right here. You can choose an avatar. Now, I'm not too worried about this account, so, ooh, that looks nice. I'll just randomly pick one, and it looks kind of cool, so I'm going to go with that one. And it'll actually reward you 300 coins for building an avatar, which is kind of cool. The next quest is Own That Warehouse. Okay, so this is another part of the waiting game. I only have almost 30 wood, and I need 50, I believe. So this is an issue. How many pioneers do they want? 120? Do I have the capacity for 120 pioneers? These all look fully capacitated, or whatever the word would be. No vacancies. Alright, so we are going to have to throw in some houses anyway. That's going to be another 8. So I need about 232 at the bare minimum. That's 4 houses, so I'll build about 6. 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Here's the part where it explains a little bit about what looks like the item shop to me. And pretty much it wants you to buy a pile of wood from the shop and apply that pile of wood. So, we go into here, and there's that pile of wood. It does give us some rubies throughout the quest. In fact, rubies are a reward for this quest, so it does refund you and everything good. So you buy that. And then you go on here. Give me here. And then you can choose to apply this item, which will give me 80 wood, I believe. Yes, there it is. And 120 rubies for completing that tutorial quest. So it's more than well worth it to do that. So just to make sure I get my warehouse before I run out of materials, I'll put it here. Now one thing I find odd is, why does the warehouse have to be on the shoreline if all of it's doing is storing goods? I'm not sure. Maybe it has something to do with water is good for storing items. I don't know. Could, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, you have to put it on the water. I'll put it right next to the harborman's office. And now the only thing we have left to do is get more settlers, and we have more than enough resources to do that. I believe I need 32. I think I need 2 more houses. Let me check the influence areas. Ooh, I can't get there. And not there. So that's a little bit of an issue, not too much. I'll just put houses where I can. Let's see, is this a 3x3? Yes, it is. Okay. And that should be all I need. And then it's just a waiting game for having the pioneers move in, which I have more than enough housing for. And actually, I might... I almost want to stick with this one because I feel like I'm doing a little bit better of a job making everything compact than on my other go, but I really don't want to just sit there for another hour while this area over here explores again. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit. We're at 101 pioneers. I'm going to fast forward it to 120 to save on time. Alright, and we completed our objective. We have 121 pioneers at this moment. Congratulations, your settlement has grown to the size of a village and houses the amazing amount of 120 pioneers. A great day for the Empire. Now, what we have to deal with, people wanting, is faith. They will not move in very quickly into houses, and they won't meet the maximum residencies per housing, if that's not met. And that's given with the chapel, of course, which I will tell you costs a lot of wood, and we're not going to wait for that because I have it on my other playthrough, or game I have going. And we have 120 pioneers. Now let's see if there's anything else here. Explore a sector, that's what I explained before that I did. But to explore, to cover it real quick, all you do is click here, and if you meet the requirements, it requires a certain city size before you can explore it. And here are the costs. It costs money, it costs resources, which at this time you should have plenty of these at least. I have 38 excess, I believe that's excess, and milk, 18. So I have enough at this point if I wanted to do it again, but I won't because it's going to take a while and I've already done it. And then a chapel, which costs way more than it gives you. Let's see if we can pull it up here just to verify. Yes, there it is, 45 wood, not 50. My mistake? Pretty close though. So 45 wood, that takes a while to get. What I did pretty much is I explored and waited for resources at the same time for my chapel, because the earlier you explore the better, because... Oh, here it is, duration. It's going to take an hour, so you might as well do it as quickly as you can. House a total population of 250 pioneers? I did not do that. And deliver at least 20 milk, which will complete itself. I guess for some of them you have to accept them, which is a good thing to know. But yeah, this is about as far as I got. I got all these missions done except for this one in my next video, so I'll post a little bit about that. Oh, and real quick before I leave, as you can see here, there is no faith, and I think someone might have actually moved out. But when there's something that they want that they don't have, there'll be little exclamation points, and those are going to start popping up everywhere, as you can see right there. So yeah, that's what happens when they don't get what they need, and then people start moving out. They're at 7 out of 8, 7 out of 8, 6 out of 8, but I think it'll level out at like 124, so it's not like you're going to lose your whole village just because you're missing a church. You'll just be capped at a certain size. But anyway, that's Anno Online for you. That's pretty much the tutorial. After this, it's basic missions. I hope you enjoyed, and you'll watch my next video as this. Until next time.